This is the very first Randomer Nintendo podcast for the year 2026, the big 2026. Today, when this goes up, it might be January 27th? I don't know yet. Depends on, obviously, when I edit this. Welcome to the 5th annual Quarantinis? The 5th? 6th?
I couldn't tell if you were like spraining a muscle or just trying to guess the year. I believe 5th is correct. Yes.
It's definitely the latest.
It's definitely the late. It's been a minute. The voices that you hear to my virtual left is always Jason.
Hello. It's been a while. Yes.
To my virtual right, Angel.
I am also here.
I'm Kevin, the host of the Quarantinis, and welcome to the Belated Quarantinis for 2025. It's been a minute since we've recorded an episode.
It has. You know, honestly, the whole like Belated Quarantinis, you could think of it as a pivot. We used to do it as a year-end recap. Now we're just doing it as a prestige award show. I mean, we are sandwiched right now between the Golden Globes, the Emmys, and the Oscars with this. So we have like donned the tuxes. We have done something nice to our hair, I assume. And like this is prestige award listening.
What are the Tonys?
I would say. The Tonys?
Yeah.
I want to say they're like late summer. And then the Emmys are also
cereal?
in the summer. Yeah, when are the Frosted Flake Awards? Yeah, I want to say the Broadway.
Broadway.
Broadway. I want to say like August, September, maybe. I know the Emmys are August these days, but the rest of all the awards are like this little quiet period. Like there's a run of like live TV on Sundays from like the Golden Globes through the Super Bowl where it's almost like every week there's something else going on.
Okay. Well,
we're one of them now.
How have you guys been this break? What have you guys been up to?
No, a part of history.
We're a part of history.
It's been good. I mean, I'm having to like think back. Like, when was the last time we chatted? Which, I mean, at some point I visited Vegas again for the first time in a long time, and you know, that was nice and chill. It was also a very different kind of Vegas trip. I also went on a battleship. That was something that I did between podcast episodes. The retired battleship, the Iowa.
To be clear, you didn't
Beach.
go to battleship in Vegas because that would be impossible because it's a desert.
If that's impossible, then I'm going to assume that wasn't the case. But no, I went to the one on, like I said, the Iowa in Long Beach. That's pretty neat. It's not every day you see how huge they are.
Is that the one right under the Vincent Thomas Bridge? Like there's a bridge right there?
Oof, you're using...
it might be Pedro, San
something
Pedro
too
versus
specific.
Long Beach, but maybe not.
You're right. It wasn't San Pedro and not in
I think
Long
I've been on
Beach.
that same battleship. It's a nice battleship I mean, I don't know much about battleships, but as far as battleships goes, it's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a doggy mascot. I forgot the name of the dog, but it does have it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been chill, slow, relaxing, battleships, hot dogs.
Yeah, nothing too actually, you know what, before we get to me, happy birthday to our host Kevin.
Thank you.
That's right. We're actually recording
on his birthday. He is choosing to celebrate by sitting down with us for multiple hours.
Don't give the people any more information that I haven't already given out. I've already given out my signature because you guys apparently have autographs.
That's right. There is someone out there that has a signed copy of what game was it?
It was like Big Rigs Off the Road Trucking or...
Yeah, something like that we all signed, even though we have nothing to do with the game.
Which I signed. You guys autographed. There's a very distinct difference.
No, don't give my signature that much cred. So when I learned cursive as a kid, I didn't really learn cursive because my school was trying to teach it the right-handed way, and I'm left-handed, and they didn't know what to do with me. So my cursive is just like block letters that have tails that connect one another. Like I do not have good handwriting, so I'm on the signed it side with you. Angel though has a pretty decent signature, so he was an autograph.
Stuff happened.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's responding to, but okay.
I don't know. There was a pause, and I'm like, was I supposed to say something?
I was commending your autograph, and then you said stuff happened, and I don't know what that means, but it's okay. Can you tell we're rusty and we haven't done this in 33 days, roughly?
33, the same number that same age that I turned today. One more year closer to death, as I ought to think.
Also, the number in Claire Obscure's title, which may be relevant for the Quarantinis.
The number 33, the sequel to the smash hit box office bomb, the number 23, starring one Jim Carrey in his first serious role. No, he did Eternal Sunshine before that, so maybe like a second
pull. Have you recently watched that? Why is that on the tip of your tongue?
Number 23, because it rhymes with the number 33. So,
all right.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
Fair enough.
I had to go to the DMV today because I, of course, waited until the last minute to renew my license. So, I actually did do my hair today as opposed to other days when we record because I took a new photo today. Don't know how it turned out because they never show you how it turns out.
Nope.
So, it's just a big old surprise once it comes in the mail.
When you were there, are they still running Pokemon Go PSAs? I doubt it, but they were running Pokemon Go PSAs for quite a long time.
A game that hasn't been relevant and who knows how? Yes, Jason.
It still makes a lot of money. But no, I remember later than you would think, I forget when, but it was not in the initial bubble of Pokemon Go. They were still running video PSAs on all the TVs in DMV about being safe when you're playing Pokemon Go.
Maybe.
But of course, they couldn't use the logo. So
maybe some nicer DMVs, not the DMV that I went to.
Fair.
They barely have working TVs.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, then, yeah, they're probably not running Pokemon Go PSAs.
Yeah. What about you, Jason?
Not much to report. I've been consuming a lot of content, some of which is making its way into my award choices, actually. But, yeah, it's been kind of a slow build. It's been exciting to see, like, the news cycle start to ramp back up again. Like, I like the holidays and the lull and everything. But it is nice that, like, we're in that cadence now where, like, Nintendo's doing announcements every few days, presumably getting stuff out of the way for a Nintendo Direct, I imagine, in the next couple of weeks. But it's nice to have that. And, like, CES happened, so it's fun to nerd out about some of the tech coming out of there, although there wasn't a whole lot of it. So, yeah, it's been nice to kind of get back in the groove of consuming information at high rates. Good and fun information, like enjoyable hobby information. There's plenty of bad information, like, bad news right now in the country, but it's been nice to have the hobbies present some good stuff to counterbalance that for my mental well-being. Yeah.
Cool. Well, if that's it, let's get into the awards, shall we?
Should we explain for those who are new to the Quarantinis
always will.
Why they're called?
The Quarantinis.
I always asking, always say, always will.
Quarantini started out in our very first iteration of this podcast. Believe it or not, this is our third iteration? Or I guess like 2.5?
Yes, and it was technically the second iteration where it popped up. The original iteration was Random Nintendo. Then there's Random Non-Tendo.
Yeah, before that we had Quarantine Chronicles.
Oh, true. Yeah. So it was the third iteration of the more than just Nintendo coverage
third iteration of the secondary podcast and second iteration of the main podcast.
Indeed.
Yeah, so this started out back during Quarantine Chronicles where, Quarantine Chronicles started off as a podcast that was supplementary to the Random Nintendo podcast where we talked about stuff that we enjoyed that didn't necessarily have to do with Nintendo. And typically it's, media that is brand new to us, not necessarily media that was released during a specific year. It was just, stuff that like we had never seen. So I think like 2 years ago, I finally saw the Goofy movie for the first time. And so I don't remember we talked about it, but that could have been in the running for my favorite movie of the year, even though the Goofy movie is well over 20 years old by now. So you get the gist. Excuse me. So this is basically a couple of categories that we all share together, and then we also do something where, hey, if you want to just bring up a favorite specific thing that you were entertained by or you experienced this year, like put it on there, put it on the list, and one of us may have something in common there, we may not, but it's just overall to highlight the new stuff that we enjoyed this year, new to us, not necessarily new or released. specifically this year of 2025. Did that pretty much cover it? Yeah, I think it did, right?
It's both very structured and not at all structured. Yeah. So
yeah. So without further ado, let's go ahead into our first category, our favorite game that we played in 2025. Do either of you fellas want to go first?
Ooh.
Did you play any games this year, Jason?
I did. Thank you very much. There's a whole new console.
Did you beat any games this year, Jason?
2025, or are we scooting into? I did beat a game in 2026 already.
I want to say you also beat one 2025, but it was also super short. Unless
the one I beat in 2026 was 90 minutes long, but still counts.
Oh, that one.
For those curious about it, it's called Stars in the Trash. It's a platformer for Switch, eShop, indie game in the style of a classic 80s, early 90s Disney anime movie, and it's quite charming. You play as a cat. Anyway, that's not my pick because it's from this year. Am I going first? I guess I'm going first.
You're already on a roll.
Yeah. All right. So we ready for my spicy but maybe not surprising pick? My Quarantini for favorite game of 2025 goes to Nintendo Switch 2. Welcome. No, I'm kidding. It's although I am a sucker for fun facts, so it's not that far fetched. But it actually goes to the other launch game Nintendo put out, Mario Kart World. And I know on paper, Donkey Kong Bonanza is probably the better game. I know for many people, Mario Kart World's MSRP was too high for what it had on tap. But I think there's a few contributing factors that made Mario Kart World my top pick and why it's my favorite game. First off, at the end of the day, you're not playing a game in a vacuum, right? That means, all those shared multiplayer experiences around and after the Switch 2's launch where various friends and I, or even you guys, we're friends. We're playing Mario Kart World on Game Chat, exploring the open world, doing incredibly fun knockout tour mode, all that stuff. And that kind of was like a core Switch 2 launch memory for me in subsequent launch window memory for me, in the same way that Breath of the Wild on Switch 1 was for so many people. Like it's so intertwined with like the Switch 2 experience for me. And according to my year in review that Nintendo gave a couple weeks ago, they put out those things where you can go see all your stats. It's my top play game of the year. So it's still actually synonymous with a lot of my Switch 2 experience. Like I still find myself having an urge to just like casually drive around the open world and complete various missions that I find out in the world. It kind of in the same way that I think a lot of people like to play a cozy game or like work on their Animal Crossing island and just kind of curl up and have like a low key thing. Like driving around in the free roam mode is kind of that for me. Like I still have that itch that I'm scratching from time to time. But about that open world, that's another reason I really like the game. I love how the developers just went for it. An easy way, honestly, to win me over is to just make a world that feels lived in and that you're part of. It's what I like about how the Pokemon games have evolved, no pun intended, over the years, including, some aspects in Legends ZA. Lumio City has some aspects of that kind of lived in feel. A lot parts don't, but some do. But it's why, if you go back a number of years, I really loved the Detective Pikachu movie and gushed over it because of the world they built, the world building in it. And Mario Kart World, like, all the little details just really clicked with me, and I think about them from time to time, like the vehicles and drivers having places to go, the way they wave at you if you honk at them, the ability to follow a character's route, like as they get on a bus and you follow the bus and they get off the bus, the weather patterns, the biomes of the various areas. It was a big swing for developers, and I think they mostly nailed it, certainly enough for my enjoyment. And that leads to the third reason I'm choosing it as my favorite game. Some folks are saying they lost interest in the game that doesn't have like the stickiness of Mario Kart 8, but I'm still so excited by all the potential Nintendo's now showing us is still there in Mario Kart World, already being tapped or waiting to be tapped. Like they're acting on it now. The developers initially, to walk it back a sec, the developers made some very specific choices when they first put out the game. I think I called it the most opinionated Mario Kart, like shortly after it came out, especially when it comes to how they want you to experience the courses, the so-called intermission tracks, whatever you want to call them, that sort of thing. But I think the changes we're seeing them implement over the last few months of software updates point to there being a lot of room for growth and adaptation and kind of evolving the game. I mean, this game has like a 90% attach rate. And yes, it has an extra high price tag too. So the implication here between those two things is it's going to be a long-legged evergreen that Nintendo thinks you're going to get a lot of value out of and that they know a lot of people are going to own. And that means new stuff will keep coming. What we got was a foundation that I really, really like. And we're already starting to see them build on top of that, which I'm excited about. They're opening, up some of the gameplay modes. You can now actually go online and play people randomly with friends at the same time. They're adding intricate gameplay, like design, like little itty bitty things, like the intermission segments are getting tweaked. Koopa Troopa Beach in December got an update where they completely redid the water portions. It's all kind of wave racy now. Just last week, they added a full-blown team, it was last week, a full-blown like team knockout tour mode. So there's knockout tour and they can do it in teams now. Like they keep adding stuff. And we know it's only a matter of time before we get proper DLC. And I'm excited to see what that comes with, in the form of if it's changing the current world, introducing new islands. Who knows? Admittedly, Nintendo hasn't actually said DLC is for sure happening. But like hours before we started recording this, they added a new Grand Prix mode to Kirby Air Riders, which is a game that they said will get no new features after launch, and now 2 months after launch is getting a new feature. So if that's what no new features looks like, and Mario Kart World never had that promise, it's only a matter of time before they give it a lot of cool new stuff. Also to say, like I feel like Mario Kart World has so much potential, but even in what it currently is, in its form as it was at the end of 2025 when it was being judged as like a Quarantini nominee or whatever, I just love what it's doing. I love the vibe, the new riffs on what Mario Kart's gameplay can be, the way it let me leverage my Switch 2's social features, of course, the amazing soundtrack. Yeah, so that's my pick for favorite game, Mario Kart World.
Awesome. I'll go next because I have a feeling that I know what Angels is going to be, so I think it'll be a nice
Nicely said and thought out,
sandwich.
Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very eloquent.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and... I talked poetic about this game when it released, and big surprise, but Expedition 33 is going to get it for me. What Sandfall Interactive was able to accomplish with a small internal team, a lot was still outsourced, but what they were able to accomplish as their debut game, I think, is nothing short of extraordinary. The visuals are great, the art style is amazing, the characters. It's been a while since I've liked a set of characters as much as I like these set of characters, maybe since Persona 5. And then, it's a turn-based RPG, which I love turn-based RPGs. And then you add, Paper Mario mechanics in there. Ooh, I'm just a full-blown sucker for it. Obviously, it's what's happening with Sinners is now happening, or it did happen to Expedition 33, and I went on my rant about that during the Game Awards about how no game deserves all the praise. I do believe that this game deserves all the praise because it's a nice, compact story that stands on its own. It's not part of a franchise. It doesn't necessarily do anything new with its game mechanics, but it's more fresh than anything else. And I just think right now, with how IPs are just being thrown around and harvested. I'm sure Clear Up Zero is going to be an IP that's harvested, but for right now, I can sort of bask in the glory that is this game's first outing with a completely wholly original world that's not attached to anything in the past, and just overall just a incredibly memorable experience from the start to the end. Like, I recently restarted a not a new game plus, but just a brand new run of the game, just because I just wanted to explore more of it, and I cannot wait for what Sandfall brings to us next. So Expedition 33 is gonna get it for me.
There are rumblings that might be coming to Switch 2 this year.
I would love that. I want a lot more people to experience this game for sure.
I watched, one of the times we were all together hanging out, for the listeners, you guys were playing it, and I was watching, and I was like, wow, there's that. First of all, there's this character, Esky,
yeah,
whatever.
SK.
Amazing character. But yeah, everything,
probably.
SKA, yeah. Everything that was happening, just like, this feels like it could be, it's more comical than I expected. Like, I was just like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Don't remember playing that. Don't remember playing for Angel at all. We definitely were drinking, so...
Drinks.
It's funny because it gives off, like, unless you actually play it, and this is 100% true for me, like, until I actually started playing it, it totally look like the equivalent of like video game Oscar bait.
Yeah.
Just like something
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily stand out to me visually because it like so many games just look so great nowadays that like visually like it's just like yeah it looks great, but so does a lot bunch of other stuff. And the trailers, I mean, a lot of stuff like I don't know, I almost feel like don't do its tone justice because it also balances a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, definitely deserving of
Yeah,
everything good, as Kevin
the
said.
game is much funnier than any of the trailers will like let off.
Yeah,
Like
that caught me by surprise.
when you meet Monaco, and he's a gestural in the game. A different race aside from like human, right? And you're trying to get him into your party, and the character that's trying to convince him, his name is Verso, and Verso's telling Monaco like, "Hey, I need your help." And they have sort of a troubled past, like a very difficult past with each other. And Monaco just goes, "No, I will never work with you for as long as I live." And then Verso steps up a little bit, and he goes, "But there's going to be a lot of fighting." And then Monaco goes, "Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep, there's going to be a lot of fighting. All right, I'm in." It just like with a flip of a dime. And it's just such a funny moment in an otherwise like incredibly serious game at times, especially with the ending and just everything that leads to the ending. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic game.
Congratulations, Claire Obscure.
Congratulations, Claire Obscure and Sandfall Interactive. Angel, your favorite game of the year?
Congratulations, us. Yeah, this was. I thought it was gonna be a close race because I thought Claire Obscure would get to be a nominee, but alas, I did not beat it in 2025. It just didn't work out. So, good luck to it in 2026. It actually has the chance to potentially sweep. I mean, we'll see. It is the favorite, but there are some heavy hitters coming out this year. But yeah, but I guess to no surprise for me, it's easily Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't know. Honestly, I feel I can't really say too much about this. I feel like I already tried the first time I talked about this game, but I feel like anytime I try to describe why I like it so much, it just feels like I'm just trivializing it. Because, for better or worse, like, my enjoyment of this game is partially tied to my history with the franchise. And we'll just say that, like, it just made me so happy, the game overall, and especially the ending, that I don't think I've ever felt that way. It's just like a feeling. It's like a new feeling that was like discovered from playing Bonanza. Because I've definitely experienced like, oh my god, this game is fantastic. But this was just like on something else that almost feels like will be impossible to replicate just because of the circumstances. It just felt like there was just a bunch of circumstances, good and bad, some high, some disappointments in Donkey Kong Nintendo history that all contributed to this game, like, I guess, like, giving me this emotional explosion that I never thought was possible. And like I said, I don't think it will be possible for another game to make me feel like this, because I can't think of another franchise that I've had or can have this long of a relationship with. Because, Country was my first game that I got when I was 5 with my Super Nintendo when we first got it way back when. So at the very least, like, I've been in love with this franchise for 32 years, and this game feels like it paid homage to those 32 years, which is crazy. On top of just being a great game in of itself, and I can't praise enough how much I love the fact that it literally let me play and feel rewarded for playing however I wanted to play, which can be not too impressive nowadays because, a lot of games, they have, difficulty sliders everywhere. But maybe this is just like something that I've always just enjoyed about Nintendo, is that they rarely have difficulty sliders. When they do, it's usually like a special occasion DLC that they'll add like a harder mode, but it'll have like some crazy design changes that aren't just, let me just tweak the damage values of the enemies and the hero character. this one, like a bunch of Mario games, like if you don't want to use the skill tree system and make your character weak as heck the whole time, you can do that, and it's still super fun and hard to play. You can just not collect the Benendium gems if you just kind of get over a level and you're just ready to move on. You can just do that. You're not forced to stay in a world like in Mario Odyssey, looking for some, last couple change of moons that by that point you're already done with that area, and now you're just kind of like feeling like, oh, I just need to find one more. You find it in some unremarkable spot, and it just ends up giving you like, it doesn't help its cause. It's like I was already done, but I had to keep going there. But yeah, Bonanza, you did good. Nothing else is gonna come close this year. I mean, yeah, like I said, Expedition 33 was probably the next game I played or beat. Well, yeah, that I was playing this year that maybe would have had a chance. And everything else that I beat definitely didn't. One of those I'll talk a little bit more about later. That unfortunately should have been more of a contender, but it wasn't even close. And that's all I got.
Ooh, mysterious cliffhanger of an ending there.
Ooh, interesting. Well,
but congratulations,
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
Ooh, banana.
Symphonia Remastered may be a runner-up, but damn, that game has so many issues. Oh my god. Tales of Symphonia Remastered.
Oh,
it's like my brother and I beat it and we loved it, but it was like we just loved the story. The game itself, oh my god, it is so dated by Tales standards and just modern game standards.
Modern game standards.
It's like 20 years old. Over 20 years old.
Yeah, but like I could still go back to, well, I maybe have to compare it to another RPG, but I could play like, older games and feel like, oh man, this still holds up really well. But
right.
Just like the menu system, the way some matches are performed, like there's just a lot of, oh my god, like the level design of a lot of the temples, like it feels like they're made to make things last as long as possible versus to be an actual fun or difficult puzzle. Like, yeah, it's just weird. But the story is just that strong that, like, I still gave it, like, what did I put it here? I give the remaster, like, an 8 out of 10. Like, on my little tracker thingy, just because, yeah, I still really, really love the characters in the world and the music, but Jesus. That one needs a remake. Like, if that one got the Final Fantasy 7 remake treatment, maybe not that visual direction. That might actually look creepy for the Symphonia people, but I don't know, make it. I've seen what their newer Tales of games like Arise look like. Just keep it multiplayer. Don't make it single player like that one. But yeah, honorable mention. Guess I just threw that out there. All I got.
Okay. Let's go on to our favorite TV shows. How does that sound? Do you guys want me to start it off? Should Angel go?
You can kick it off. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So,
don't be scared.
Don't be scared. It's okay, Kevin. You can do it.
No, so, my favorite TV show that I saw this year, it's funny because,
I know which one it is. Can't believe.
You probably have never heard of this show. Maybe you have.
Angel, you were bold enough to say, I know what it is, and then you were shocked when he told you, no, you don't. Like, that's not...
Oh, no.
You were the bold one for suggesting you do.
It was more like, I'd be shocked that you don't know what it is. I think it was more the implication that I don't even know that this show existed, less so that I can guess what it was.
Yeah, but yeah.
We'll see. And I will,
I mean, I could know what show exists.
Fair game to you if you did hear about the show before. But funnily enough, I saw the first 2 episodes of this show on one of the trips back from Ireland. Actually, it was the trip back from Ireland. I saw maybe about the first 4 episodes on the plane with Aer Lingus' infotainment system that they had. And I said, you know what? I think this is great. I'm going to go home. I'm going to rewatch these 4 episodes. and I'm gonna binge everything that the series had up to that point, which was 4 seasons worth of TV.
You're dropping clues. So it was on an airplane's Aer Lingus, on Aer Lingus' setup. So it might be Irish, favored by the Irish. And it's 4 seasons. Angel, you want to take a guess now? He got clues.
The Expanse.
Holy,
That's only 3 seasons. Wait, did he get it right?
no,
Is that only 3
that's 4 seasons. That
That'd
is
be
4
crazy.
seasons. I think
Oh,
it's
is
4 or
it?
5
Okay.
seasons, but that's a great poll though, Angel.
That's a good
I'll give you
poll.
credit.
Yeah.
No,
Appreciate
so
it.
what I saw was a comedy / almost drama, Hacks on HBO Max.
Oh, Hacks. I know Hacks.
You know what that one is.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. It's about a stand-up comedian
Wait,
who ends up. The
first
new
thing you say is
season
something
straight
Kevin
up
just
is the Conan Tonight Show story.
Okay, well, don't
Sorry,
take away.
getting ahead.
This is my yeah.
I apologize.
As Jason has already mentioned a little bit here, Hacks starts off as the series about this aging female comedian whose residency is up after like maybe about a decade or two, and she hires this up and coming comedy writer to help spruce up her material for her last couple of shows. That way, she can get her residency back, and obviously, this aging comedian, she's played by Jean Smart. This is the first thing that I see Jean Smart in anything. Like I never saw when she was on. I think it was Frasier, right? That was her big like.
Honestly, I have no idea where she came from.
I think it might have been.
I just know
Frasier.
she's winning awards
Just
all the time.
appeared
now.
one day.
Might have been Frasier
Yeah,
or
I think she
Cheers. Something like
Frasier
she's
just
got
been off
comedic
of
chops.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got comedic chops. And so obviously you have like this odd couple pairing of this this older comedian that is still like set in the time of like she's almost like shock jock humor versus this millennial comedy writer who wants to be a little bit more introspective. And so that's the setup of the show, and it not necessarily that it goes places, but it's sort of the adventures that they take are nothing short of like a roller coaster ride. Like the show's hilarious. I think it's really funny. One of my buddies saw the trailer for I think season 1, and he was like, "I don't understand how anybody would think that this is a comedy based off that trailer." I'm like, "Well, no, it's really funny. Yes, there's a lot of like serious moments because it is it does lean more comedy than drama. It is a comedy drama, but it does lean more comedy. And you know, just 4 seasons of seeing these two characters try to work together, and like slowly fall in love with each other, not romantically, but platonically, right? As coworkers. It's like really fun. I will say that the season 3 finale had my jaw on the floor the same way that Succession season 3's finale did.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like it was like
Wow.
a holy crap! I cannot believe that just happened.
Wow.
And that is so it's up there for sure as part of like my favorite twist in any TV show. But yeah, Hacks. Yeah, give it a watch. The last season is releasing this year, and I can't wait for that. So Hacks.
Congratulations,
Getting
Hacks. And apologies to Kevin for trampling over you explaining the show, but Angel seemed to think I didn't know what it was, so I had to prove myself.
Angel,
in
did
front
you
of
know?
everyone.
Have
Like
you
a
ever
fool. I'm
heard
like
of
a lot of
Hacks?
people. Me or him?
Angel.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember when I saw the poster for the first time. It kind of looked like Sabrina, or at least like one of the aunts.
The font
reminded me
does
of
look
the-
a little like
Oh,
the
okay,
Sabrina font.
okay.
like the it's like
Yeah,
a crescent
he's not
moon or
wrong.
something.
Yeah, that's the season 4 trailer. The season 4 trailer. That's the season 4 poster. Okay, I'll give it to you.
Mm.
One kind of fun thing they had around where I am in LA is they put up billboards for her character's late night show as if it was a real show instead of billboards for Hacks. It didn't say Hacks anywhere on the billboard. It was just for the fake show, which I thought was kind of fun.
Yeah, Hacks. Really,
I love when they
really,
do like in-universe
really
stuff like that.
almost gave it to something else. By the way, I almost gave it, or not that I almost gave it to this show, but I almost watched this show instead of Hacks. I was super close to watching Suits. I saw like the first four
the
episodes
one I saw
on
in
the
YouTube
plane as
Shorts.
well, and I was like, I can see why people binge this show. Like I was having a pretty good time with those 4 episodes. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what people did not have a good time with? The follow-up series Suits LA, which lasted, I think, 5 episodes before it was canceled.
Yeah,
This is like a year ago. Yeah. It was set
that was lighting the
by my
bottle, so-
neighborhood, actually. But, yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Angel, you're up next.
Favorite show? You know, I
If
was
you
going to
have
give
one.
it to the King of the Hill, the new season, just because I thought they did a
Okay.
really good job with it just feeling like a continuation and not feeling like, oh, this was just forced to come out. Like, it just felt like, oh, yeah, this is what a new episode of King of the Hill would feel like. And I thought that was really cool. I appreciated that about the show. But then I remember that I finished, I don't know if it premiered this year, but I finished Cobra Kai season 6 this year.
I was about to guess if you were going to say that. Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
And yeah, that show, damn, it blew my mind. Like, it was just exactly what I wanted, but didn't even really know I wanted that. But yeah, it was just satisfying. It was silly. I just really liked it. I really liked how they wrapped it up. It just felt aggressively like late 80s, early 90s. They gave us all like the inspirational speeches. It was perfect. I don't think I would really change anything of it, as ridiculous as the show was getting at the end, because it just kind of kept upping the ante. And at some point, like, yeah, it definitely felt like, all right, we need to end the show, otherwise we're gonna end up like, tournament in space or something. Like, maybe we were like 2 or 3 seasons removed from that, like, where it wouldn't seem
Not
like
even.
that weird.
Not even. It was like, like you say, Terminator Space. I'm like, yeah, that is what would happen next. Like, they were that close. Like, it was very close to that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Cobra Kai.
What they did really well, credit to Cobra Kai, is for the finale, without spoiling anything, it was kind of full circle, and they sort of brought it back down to earth to fit the whole space joke we were making. They ended really strong, I thought. Yeah. I forgot that as this year, but they ended really strong. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, they did great. They did great.
Well, congratulations, Cobra Kai. Jason, you are up next. Home
Okay. This one was hard for me, guys. There are a lot of monumental TV things this year, all of which seem to have S in their name. But like on one level, I was like, well, it's not really a show, but it's a series of specials around a show. But like as an SNL fan, all the 50th anniversary stuff at the beginning of the year was really fun. The documentary, the homecoming concert, the special itself. And then like right after that was Severance, and you guys know I love Severance. And then there's
We
the
do love
studio, which I thought
Severance.
which was cool, with like it really ran wild with Oneers. And then Andor was in the mix as just a really high quality show with some good commentary. But honestly, what stuck with me most, and it's not recency bias because it's been a long sticking, and it's not the best of the bunch, but it's the one that resonated the most with me, so I'm picking it. I really liked how Stranger Things ended. And I think I'm picking it as my favorite show of 2025 as a result. And I'm not just saying that because it was such like a event. Like, I did go see it in a movie theater, but I also saw the Severance finale in a full house theater at Paley Fest with a huge crowd. So it's not, I have literal direct comparison of those two experiences. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about Stranger Things, which I've been watching pretty diligently for a decade, kind of weirdly watching those kids grow up. And there was something about not even so much the finale, but a couple moments in it, and specifically the epilogue and specifically the last scene, that just really felt like the best TV moment I had of the year. And that kind of like seeped into how I felt about the rest of the series. I mean, season 5, I don't know if you guys have seen I know you guys have seen some Stranger Things. Have you watched the finale?
I've only seen up to season 3.
Okay. Kevin?
I watched the first episode of this last season, and I was really confused because I've never seen the show before.
pulled an angel.
That might have had something to do with it.
Amazing. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's a lot. Genuinely, there are some odd choices made with the finale. There's some weird pacing things. There's some plot holes. There's some like building up the show one way in season 4 and then kind of swerving a different way in season 5. It follows a formula. There's a very like, we're going to explain a plan. We're going to do the plan. Oh, the plan didn't go right. Well, we're going to build a new plan. Let's make a parallel metaphor about this plan to like some 80s movie you love. Like it's somewhat formulaic, but there's just something about the characters that are so endearing. The thing that the show I've always liked has been the characters and their dynamics more than like, we're in Russia or here's Vecna or here's this or here's that. And the way it ended, focusing purely on the characters, just felt good. I don't know. It just really struck a chord with me, and I really liked it. And it kind of made the rest of the issues go away pretty quickly. And admittedly, like the case was with Severance when I saw it at Paley Fest, it was very fun to watch in a movie theater. It was very. We didn't go till the second day, so it was out New Year's Eve night, but we had plans New Year's Eve night, so we went New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So half the crowd had seen it, so it wasn't quite, but it was up there as a cool theater experience in the way that like Avengers was, or like Endgame or that sort of thing, where people were like audibly reacting and cheering. It just kind of made that whole mindset of like, oh, these characters are so like their dynamics are so great, and you know we love the characters, no matter what they're doing, and then the crowd reacting because of the characters and what they were doing. It was a cool moment, and it was a fun show. So that's what gets my pick for favorite show. Not necessarily the best show, I would rarely say that, but definitely a favorite show for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Stranger Things season 5. We're still waiting for that 9th episode. Get on it.
Conformity Gate. Yep.
That's what it's called. Conformity Gate.
That's what the fans are calling it. I don't know what it means, but I will say
okay.
These like Gen Z, Gen Alpha fans are experts at conspiracy theories. One would hope they'd be experts at seeing through conspiracy theories, but it turns out they're experts at creating conspiracy theories because, man, that thing went like wildfire, the idea of a 9th episode. Yeah.
I'm going to make fun of this person. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't. But I saw a tweet from a 29-year-old Byler fan who said something along the lines of like, imagine if they just actually went along with Byler because they would have been the first like gay couple on TV, and how historical that would be. Not even close to being the first gay couple.
Are they aware that like 2 weeks earlier, Heated Rivalry was released, which is all just gay hockey couples or a gay hockey
aware
couple?
that Modern Family ran for like 10 seasons?
Or Will and Grace before that, or who knows what else? Yeah.
Like
it's
this. The Stranger Things fans are some of the most embarrassing. I feel like
there is an interesting divide between like the online, like the terminally online Stranger Things fandom, and like the people who went New Year's Day to watch it in a theater. Like New Year's Day, that crowd, like, you know, we were chatting when Wayne did About Air Parking, actually ran into someone we knew and we're chatting. Everyone was like really like, that was fun, that show. But like you go online, and it's a subset of fans who are in this like bubble of sorts about like Byler, which for those that don't know is the idea of
this person was 29. This person was 29. They had 29 in their bio. Come on.
But there are tweets I saw, not to call these people out, but there are tweets I saw where one's like, okay, so two of the teenagers, the people that played the teenagers are now in their 20s. Two of them actually have been dating and I think are married after meeting on the show 10 years ago. And they had to do a breakup scene. And it's actually the ones I met at Comic-Con, however long ago, when they surprised me and Nigel, and they came out and we got like a photo op. It's one of them. But someone was saying that scene where they have to pretend to break up, and another scene where Will has to come out as gay. The actor that plays him, Noah Schnapp, is legitimately in real life also gay. But they were basically saying the fact that they made these people have to pretend to hate each other, and he has to like go through coming out all over again, like that, they should sue because that's like unsafe work environment for their mental stability or something. It's just like, what are you? It's called acting. That's the whole purpose of their job. What are you talking about? It was the weirdest tweet. And there's another one I saw yesterday where someone was like, I can't believe they had two teenagers kiss on camera. Like, that's so inappropriate. And it's like, what are you? They've been doing this for decades. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know. There's a weird subset of these fans. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, well, moving
But
on.
the show's
to that.
great.
Show's great, according to
Show's
Jason and millions of people around the world.
Indeed.
I will try to watch it at some point. Cool. Let's go on to our favorite movies. Angel, I believe you're up first this time around.
Ooh, okay. Favorite movie. Well, let's see what I put down. I was actually trying to think about it for a sec. Where is it? Oh, damn. Yeah, I think I saw like at least a movie a month. There was just so many. But yeah, ultimately I went with Perfect Blue. I had not seen Perfect Blue before, and there was an opportunity to watch it in theaters. And as I said then, still holds true. Man, like it's nice to be surprised, or like or yeah, just surprised in a movie, like genuinely surprised. I don't think I've been that misled intentionally and subverted by like a movie in a long time, where like they basically kind of set it up so you could be like, oh, I know who the twist or who the villain is, or like they also don't even make it that subtle in the beginning, but it's basically like the movie playing chess with you. On top of it just being, like Satoshi Kon, like just has always had some. Actually, I don't, yeah, I've loved all his movies. I don't think he's ever made like a bad one that I could think of off the top of my head. And yeah, just a great time. It was really close between that and The Day the Earth Blew Up. Like I really wanted to give it to that one, but it's funny because it's almost like similar to Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I'm not picking it for the nostalgia reasons. Love to see a Looney Tunes movie in theaters. It was really awesome. Animation was amazing, but I think I loved what I got out of Perfect Blue in that moment a little more. It was just a good movie. I don't remember the last time I felt that like pensive about a movie after watching it too. So, yeah, Perfect Blue. Check it out if you haven't.
Satoshi Kon, rest in peace. Congratulations. Yeah. Perfect Blue. Jason, you're up.
I feel like we sort of were teeing up mine indirectly with the last couple conversations. Also, shout out to The Day the Earth Blew Up as well, because that was great in theaters. For me, it was partly great as a Looney Tunes and partly a means to an end to signal I want to see Coyote versus Acme in theaters. And good news is coming in 2026
yeah, and I mean,
in theaters. So
definitely be my favorite character. Like it was definitely very warranted, but alas.
Yeah. But in terms of, for me, so the reason I said it was King Conversation is because first, I wish I could say it was Tron Legacy. Because the build-up to Tron Legacy was so on point. I mean, the Nine Inch Nails music coming out, the stuff they did at Comic-Con, the panel, and like the street team on the motorcycles, and like that was a very fun hype building cycle. Even like walking into the theater, they like reskinned the IMAX entrance at my local theater. It's like the grid with like mirrors and lasers and stuff, or red tape or something, and it was very cool. Like everything going up to the movie was great, and then the movie was a visual audio feast, but like meh in every other sense. So it's not actually going to take it for me, but something that is going to take it for me also was an experience, kind of like I was talking about how like Stranger Things at the year was fun, and also one that caught me off guard, kind of like you were saying, like Perfect Blue, you went in not, you didn't know what you were expecting. Weapons, which Kevin just randomly invited me to go see, and I really liked it. Like I don't usually do like
Naruto
horror
one.
What? It's the children disappearing. Yes, the Naruto runs. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked it. I don't usually do like horror. This isn't quite horror, but I don't usually do or think to do that type of movie. I didn't really know what to expect at all, except that children are disappearing and they're doing Naruto runs. But yeah, I thought it was really well done. The experience in the theater, the crowd was very like engaged, and I don't know what other word to use than active with the movie. But it was like, gasping at the right time, doing things at the right time. It was a fun experience, and it just stuck out because I had no expectation. It kind of exceeded if I went in with an expectation, it would have exceeded that. But having no expectation, it was like 0 to 100 in terms of like enjoyment factor. So that's gonna get my pick. Also, the person that plays, what's the character's name? Aunt Gladys?
Aunt Gladys, yeah.
Yeah, she's been winning some awards. She totally deserves it. She's great in it.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And I just thought it was a good movie. It came out of nowhere for me. And sometimes that's the best experience you can have, I guess, is not getting sucked into like the Tron Legacy hype buildup. As fun as that was, like there's also the other side of the coin. Sometimes the better side is just you go into something you don't know about and you come away very pleasantly surprised. So that's my choice as Weapons.
At what point did Jared Leto's casting not like make you write off that movie completely?
It was what actually wrote it off for me more in a way than Jared Leto was the fact that they didn't bring back the director. But I mean, he went on to do Top Gun Maverick. He went on to do F1. He's doing great, Joseph Kosinski. But not bringing him back when he made Tron Legacy what it was outside of Daft Punk, and obviously not having Daft Punk because Daft Punk disbanded. They're not a group anymore. That 1-2 punch hit harder than the addition of Leto. But because it was Tron and I just loved the aesthetic and I knew that they were doing something cool with the music because Nine Inch Nails, I kind of was willing to overlook that and see where it went. And all the hype was like hitting the right marks. So I was going in, like I wasn't going in expecting amazingness, but I was going in primed for Tron, not primed for that. And it was Tron. Visually, audio, it was Tron. It just plot-wise was very, whatever. But then again, so was, to a degree, by the way, I called it Tron Legacy. I meant Tron Ares. Tron Legacy is the Daft Punk one. I don't know why I said Tron. And now I'm choking because I said the wrong Tron.
Oh no.
He's got to let it go.
I'll cut my coughing back out. Don't
Jesus
worry.
Christ. It sounds like he's dying.
I'm dying.
Be a hell of an episode to end it on.
Yeah, right?
He's just getting so welled up by the disappointment that was Tron Ares.
My emotions are getting the best of me. It's not coughing. The coughing's masking the tears, not the other way around. It's true.
You okay there?
I don't know. And do I have water? I do. Oh, I do. Anyway, R.I.P. Tron. I love you, but I'm sorry you're not what you were. Anyway, okay.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
But congratulations to Weapons, because you are more than I thought you were.
Congratulations to Weapons. Weapons almost took it for me, but they remembered. I saw a South Korean movie called Burning that I waxed poetic about. Don't you remember who the director of Burning was? But Burning is just this amazingly directed like character study of a movie that slowly transforms into a mystery, and it's not transformative in the way that something like Parasite is, where Parasite is two distinct like movies. If you haven't seen Parasite by now, what are you doing?
I concur with that. What are you doing? Go see it.
Yeah. But it's a like Parasite is like a movie that mutates, while Burning is a movie that sort of evolves into a from a character study to a like mystery. It stars two Korean actors that I have no idea who they are. I've seen one of them in another movie called #Alive, I think it was, like a zombie movie on Netflix. But this also stars Steven Yeun, the Walking Dead fame, and you don't remember me talking about this?
Well, yes, I do. Actually,
yeah, Steven Yeun, playing this sort of mysterious character that sort of interjects himself in between these this male and female character, and it's just so well directed. It's so well acted. The mystery by the end of the ending is sort of ambiguous, but it still leaves enough on the bone for you to come out with a conclusion on yourself, even though there isn't a direct conclusion. Yeah, like Burning is straight up like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely made my top 10. It might break my top 5 movies of all time, quite honestly. Yeah, this movie I think it's fantastic. So I'm gonna give it to Burning.
By the way, you know how, like, the Golden Globes or other award shows are like, you never know what's going to happen. You got to tune in. Now that we're a prestige award show, me nearly dying from choking on my words about Tron, that's one of those moments. I'm just giving you that live award show vibe at the cost of my well-being.
Oh, tradition.
Angel, would we upload the episode if he actually did die?
You guys totally would. No, you probably wouldn't, actually.
I think out of respect, we have to.
Actually, that would be my wish. Yeah.
Yeah,
get my
'cause
thoughts
no
out
way,
there.
Jason.
I wrote notes. They must be heard.
Yeah, I feel like to really respect and honor Jason, we have to make sure that all his thoughts are out for the internet to consume.
Yeah, true. So cool. That was
And
amazing.
Kevin,
I mean,
I'm
maybe
gonna
we
leave it
could cut out the part where he's like choking to death.
I'm going to leave it up to you, Kevin, on how you edit that cough.
No, I absolutely would have. I'm probably not going to even touch it. Sorry, listener.
I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't blow out anyone. Like if someone's in their car and they're like, "Oh, I can barely hear them on this loud road," they turn it up and it's just me like hacking up. That'd be blow out their speakers with like deep bassy cough. Who am I kidding? That was not deep or bassy at all. It was very shallow. I'm like, yeah. But
Well, moving on to our favorite music of the year, and this could be anything. This could be a soundtrack. It could be one song. It could be an entire album. It could be your favorite concert that you went to. Favorite music.
I legit didn't know
just a
half
rough
of those
catch-all.
options were options. I thought it was always album to be. So that's
No,
good to
not
learn right
necessarily.
now.
Wow. Wait, what was the category?
Favorite music.
Oh, that's not on here.
It should
Is
be
it not?
on your list. It should be. I put it, didn't I?
So-
I mean, it's on my
no,
notes.
It's game, movie, show, and others that I will not say because.
Oh, it doesn't have music. Well, Angel, if you wait a second, it's gonna
Wow.
magically appear on the shared note that we're putting
Well,
timestamps
if that's the
on.
case, I will start off just to give you guys some time.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'll
got
type
one.
this
I got
thing in
two,
there.
sort of. But go for it, Kevin.
So
Like me.
there are two pieces of music, or not even two musical endeavors, we'll say, that I thought were phenomenal. My runner-up is going to go to the entirety of Mario Kart World soundtrack.
Ooh, excellent choice.
Quite possibly one of the best soundtracks of all time, like hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down, I think it's probably one of the best soundtracks of all time. Definitely my favorite soundtrack in video games this year. Like it definitely beats out Expedition 33's for me.
Yeah, you hear that? The Game Awards. You hear that? Best soundtrack in games, right there.
Yeah. Regardless, I think my favorite piece of music was a song called Jane Doe by Utada Hikaru of Simple and Clean Kingdom Hearts fame with Kenshi Yonezu. Jane Doe is the ending song for Chainsaw Man Reze Arc, the movie. Just a beautiful ballad that very much encapsulates Reze's character arc and sort of captures the innocence of youth. And the music video is fantastic. And I listen to that song maybe once every day on my way to work because I just love it so much. So, yeah, it's going to go to Jane Doe by Utada Hikaru and Kenshi Yonezu.
Congratulations to them. And to Mario Kart
Congratulations to
World.
Jane Doe.
Because it
And to Mario
deserves
Kart
all
World.
the love.
Shout out to Mario Kart World. Either one of you guys go.
Well, I have now two sort of buckets because I thought it had to be album, but if we can do any music, I do want to shout out then. I guess I'll do best concert and best music. The Linkin Park show I went to this past year, where I was at the Barricade, was amazing. I mean, that whole week of like they did a scavenger hunt around town, and then earlier in the year they put out a deluxe edition. I was debating doing my best album pick for, but it's only 3 additional songs. But one of the songs, Up From the Bottom, is my most played song of the year. And 2 of those songs, Up From the Bottom and Let It Fade, are some of my favorites on the broader album. So technically it could count. But I'll give the concert to them. If I had to pick an album, I mean, as a Weekend fan, I did love Hurry Up Tomorrow, which came out in like January or February. And I'll admit, you know, for as cinematic as it felt, it didn't hit as hard as some of his other albums. So that's not going to take it for me. What's actually going to take it for me, I think, is I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. I'm going to go with an album that actually came out during the pandemic in 2020. And it's a total curveball because I didn't even know I liked these guys. There was an emo band in like 2009 who reinvented themselves as now EDM DJs. But somewhere in the middle, they did this project. And it's a band called Breathe Carolina. And the album's called Dead the Album, all one words, all in caps. And I found it because I went to go see a different band, 303, do a 15th. 303 is like a guilty pleasure of mine. They're the
Man, where is the
Don't
story
Trust
going?
Me guys. Trust me, it's going
I already
places.
forgot
So
what category we were on.
best music. So they're 303's guilty pleasure of mine. They have really kind of silly like synth pop, synth core, whatever you want to call it. But they're fun. I've liked them since I think college when Don't Trust Me come out. Their second album, Streets of Gold, is my all-time favorite album of theirs, like of all their albums. So they were doing a 15th anniversary show, we're old now, of that album in Anaheim. And I found out like 3 hours before it was happening. I just happened to see an ad for it on Instagram. Like, oh, I'm free tonight. So I went. And then Breathe Carolina, who I knew as a one-hit wonder for a song called Blackout in like 2009, which was kind of like a synthy emo song, like emo rock song, was the opener. And I'm going to be totally honest, they blew 303 out of the water. Like 303 was fun, but these guys, like the stage production, the music, like it was really cool. So I decided to look into this album, Dead the Album, and I really liked it. It's like a lot. Like it's like melodic, like some like, 2000s mainstream emo rock would be, but it's not emo rock. Like it has more electronic-y production, a little more popish stuff, but still some guitar stuff. Like I don't really know where it falls. It's not full EDM by any means. But yeah, the album really like clicked with me. It's 28 minutes, like a tight 28 minutes. So it doesn't like overstay its welcome or anything, but it's just, I really liked it. And the surprise of kind of like with Weapons, the surprise of having zero expectation about this thing, in this case, not even knowing it existed, going to see 303 and then these guys open and honestly had the better performance by a lot just because I was like, what is it? This is cool. Yeah. So that gets my pick, Dead the Album by Breed Carolina from the year 2020.
Congratulations.
Yeah, super random. Breathe Carolina is the band, and Dead the Album, one word, is the album. And what was it actually one other layer to the story? So they were playing a lot of remixes. They did a remix album of Dead the Album called Dead the Remixes, I think, and that was a little more EDM-y. And when they played the songs at this show in Anaheim, it was a drummer, a guitarist, and basically backing electronic tracks. So they kind of rockified a little the EDM remixes, and I was like, what is this? It's kind of a good, and then I went to find the album, and the remix one wasn't as good in the recording as it was live, but then the original album, Dead the Album, was actually really good. So I kind of like stumbled into this through all these different ways. It was a weird way to get to this album, but music discovery comes in all shapes and forms, I guess.
Well, congratulations. Angel, you're up to bat.
You said this came out in 2020, Jason? Whatever.
Yes, I believe around the pandemic, which I'm guessing has something to do with the name being Dead in it.
Well, I'll see your 2020 and raise you 1991. I guess what I'm giving favorite music of the year is the track. I'm giving it to the track November Rain by Guns N' Roses, which I heard for the first time.
I remember you
last year.
opening a podcast about this.
Yeah, it was mainly like I was going through like a good friend of mine was introducing me or reintroducing me like just to a lot of music that they thought I might have already heard or may not have heard, but would most likely in either case like what they consider like up my alley. And yeah, I only knew Guns N' Roses as the Welcome to the Jungle People or that one band from Guitar Hero.
What about Paradise City? Did they ever take you down to Paradise City? Where the grass is green? The girls are pretty?
We'll say yes.
Yep. Okay, do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think you're referring to the song called Paradise City or whatever.
Wow, spoken like an AI bot, but correct, yes.
But honestly, it didn't even occur to me that they sung it. But after being pointed out, it's like, yeah, it does sound exactly like them. But that's the thing. November Rain does not sound anything like what I, had thought Guns N' Roses was in my head. Because the only time I ever acknowledged that Guns N' Roses was performing whatever song was when it was, Welcome to the Jungle, or those like really, really, really well known ones. And anyway, like this specific album is like Use Your Illusion, I think it was. Like a lot of the music it just hits very different. And I am typically a really big fan of slower, more melodic music that can sometimes be, I don't know, I guess like edge on the dramatic sounding, but definitely more classical. And this just happened to be all of that. And it was one of the few times where I felt myself like being really in love with the song, like as I was listening to it for the first time. And that kind of feeling is cool. It's weird, but it's like not every day that I fall in love with like a track instantly, whereas I can think of a few other songs that took me a couple, and then eventually I'm like, oh my god, I'm really obsessed with this. But yeah, November Rain. There was another song that would have easily taken it, but I gotta give it this.
What was the other song? What's the honorary mention?
Actually, no. Oh crap.
Oh,
Okay.
come on, you teased it.
No, I know. Like, let's make this the honorary mention. The honorary mention. It's because it's not even close. Like, literally not even close. But yeah, Bonanza gets a second award.
Hey.
For the reinterpretation of Dave Weiss' Gangplank Galleon. Oh my god. Everything I just said about November Rain, just multiply it by 10, and that was like the emotional impact that this specific song track in Bonanza gave me. If anything,
and yet
this
it's
track, I would even
argue,
and I would even say that this track is like responsible for almost like 70% of those strong emotional feelings. Not of why I love the Donkey Kong game, but oh my god, I just love it so much. I beat the game in late July, right before I went to Japan, and I'll just throw out some crazy little, I guess, fun factoids that, oh man, well, yeah. So just to give you an idea of how much I like the song, I'm pretty sure with the exception of 1 or 2 days, I am like 99% sure I've listened to it at least once a day since I beat the game in late July. I guess, actually there was a week I didn't listen to it because I didn't have a phone or anything in Japan. And I didn't have the copy of Bonanza with me, so it's not like I could have just listened to it. And on top of that, on 2 different work days, last Tuesday being one of them, I actually I put on like a 10-hour loop video of this track, and I actually listened to it for the full, basically like 9-hour work day that I was at work. The only times I wasn't listening to it was when I was obviously away from my desk. Otherwise, it was playing throughout the entirety of the 8-hour workday. And I'm still not tired of it.
To clarify, is this your honorary mention, or is this now the winner?
No, this is now the winner. And I did say what it was.
Oh, I was like, how is... You did not listen to November Rain for 8 straight hours? Okay, this makes sense now. Yeah.
This was transcending. It's 100% in the, like, I can't believe this song exists. This is just like, what the heck? Just what the heck? My God. But yeah, Gangplank Galleon. Congratulations, Bonanza. You won 2 awards from me.
Congratulations, Bonanza.
Sorry you got Moonlight / La La Landed just now.
Yeah. Sorry, Guns N' Roses. I know you really needed a win, a W, but sorry, I really just got to give it to Bonanza.
Got La La Land.
But runner-up, I mean, losing to Donkey Kong, it's nothing to scoff at, so.
They're both from the 80s. I'm sure they hung out at a party together.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Going into some of our more niche categories. We have favorite anime / manga if you want it, Angel. I don't know how much manga you read, quite honestly.
Not often.
Favorite anime fan. Let's go.
I mean, I would have an answer for both. I was just gonna say that I don't read manga often, but on occasion it does.
But when he
come
does,
up.
it's award winning, as in Quarantini award winning.
Yeah, like I mean, I literally didn't run to, but as soon as I could go to Barnes and Nobles or wherever, Kinokuniya, to get a copy of Look Back, I did as soon as I saw the movie, because I had to have a physical copy of it.
Okay, so
And I
then
did
let's
not
go.
look back.
Favorite anime. Well, let's start with favorite anime.
All right. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go
I
first.
can go first because I saw one this year, courtesy of you guys.
Jason
Did
saw
you
one.
two?
Go
I'm
ahead.
pretty sure you saw
Chainsaw Man the movie
Hotel
Reze
2.
arc.
Oh.
Was that this year?
Which one?
Whatever Angel just said, was that this year? Whatever other one you claim I saw?
The Pokemon Hotel?
Pokemon Concierge is an anime, is it?
It's an animated show made in Japan. I mean, it's like
Damn it! I'm
That's-
sorry,
that's-
Chainsaw Man. You're getting La La Land as well.
that's
Pokemon
that's
Concierge is my
anime.
favorite anime of 2025.
Yeah, it's an anime. Yeah, it's an anime.
Okay, it's charming. It's adorable. Everything's very It looks as fuzzy as the warm fuzzies you feel watching it, and that's why it wins for me. But Chainsaw Man has some
Yeah.
pretty cool action scenes.
Yeah, that was
So,
purebred.
you know.
Avatar
Back
would
to
be
you.
like sparkling anime. Oh,
That's all I
back
got.
to Kevin,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I was still waiting on yours, but no, I mean, Chainsaw Man, Reze Arc, the movie, gave me everything that I could have wanted from not only just a Chainsaw Man movie, but just from a really well done adaptation. Just oodles of fun, just amazing action, plus some really good coming of age storytelling that only Tatsuki Fujimoto can mesh the way that he does.
Wait, are you just complimenting Reze Arc, or is that your pick for favorite anime?
That's my favorite
I
anime.
think that's his favorite. See, Chainsaw
Interesting.
Man still got an award, just not from me because I.
Yeah,
did
this is like
pivot.
my whole. Didn't we debate this a while back? Because in my mind, obviously you're not wrong in picking Reze Arc for favorite anime, but because it's a movie, I just can't help but only make it compatible for the movie category. Unless you want to give potentially anime movies 2 opportunities to win. It's almost like one has like the game of the year and best game design.
I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Like,
mean, think of it this way. When-
that's the Expedition 33 rule, right? Like, yeah, I don't mind giving best RPG
Yeah,
and Expedition
if-
33, and then it winning like best game, right? Like,
If it's like there's so many shows that eventually have a movie as well. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, you wouldn't call it your favorite show. It's a movie. It just happens to be based on a show in the style of a show. Chainsaw Man's a movie that's based on a show and in the style of a show.
Yeah,
Just
but
as a movie.
this
with
is
more
best anime.
pizzazz. But I'm saying no, my point is like a cartoon turning into a movie would be 2 separate categories in our minds. An anime turning into an anime movie. Oh, I'm arguing the wrong side here. I was
Yeah.
agreeing with you, but I argued the other side.
Yeah, I was waiting for
I'm gonna blame the lack of oxygen for my coughing attack. Carry on. Goodbye.
I mean, no, actually, no. You know what? I think I convinced myself just by looking at our categories, and yeah, we're basically just giving anything that can be considered anime a special spotlight, because by that logic, any of the anime shows could also win favorite show.
correct, yeah.
It's not just yeah, that makes sense. Carry on.
Well, thank you for letting me choose Chainsaw Man the movie. I really appreciate it.
For the award
Also,
show that you essentially
The award show
created.
that Kevin's hosting, you haven't given your seal of approval on.
Well, they had to make sense to me.
No,
It does make sense. Yeah. Thank you.
This is why real award shows, which we are, by the way, everyone, we are a real award show. But this is why real award shows kick all the voting and category stuff to an investment firm, like PwC or whatever. So next year for the Quarantinis, we should get someone to hold one of those briefcases that has it all pre-sorted, so we don't run into these issues.
Is this what you
saying.
call vamping? Are we vamping right now?
Or why are we vamping? Are we supposed to be vamping? Should I keep going?
If we want to get my runner-up will be Dan. If you don't want to count Chainsaw Man the movie Reze Arc, listener, because it's a movie, understandable. Then give it to my follow-up, Dan Dan season 2. Just perfection in anime, TV form, TV. Angel, you're up.
Congratulations to something. I don't even know where we landed. Congratulations, winners. That's where we landed.
Did Angel die? Where is he?
The winners.
I don't know. Angel made some weird reference to vamping and disappeared. So I think he meant vampiring. Like, did he get vampired?
I'm trying to read my napkin to see what I gave best anime to.
We're slipping down the hierarchy of prestige award shows. We're like right at MTV Movie Awards right now, and we're going down fast.
Imagine
we're going to Guys' Choice Awards if we keep this up.
I'm about to announce this year's winner, and he brings out a napkin.
Well, it's on the paper
Academy.
towel sheet. It's like I think it's a bounty. So I don't know where that.
That's
ranks.
worse, better, worse.
It's better. It's the better,
the quilted picker upper.
It's bigger.
Yeah, the better picker upper.
That's true. It's true.
Oh, okay. So
the Quarantinis brought to you by Bounty.
So for favorite anime, I pick Chainsaw Man the movie Birthday Arc. No, I'm just kidding. I actually picked March Comes In Like a Lion.
Kind of shade is that? I'm just kidding.
Because after that whole tangent that I put us through, it was like, oh, that was your thing the whole time.
So yeah, I got what you were. I picked up what you were putting down.
Yeah, nothing against Birthday Arc. It's great, but yeah, I didn't realize that I also finished March Comes In Like a Lion this year, and yeah, really loved it. Loved the slower slice of life anime that felt like it captured a lot of just the vibe of living in Japan, just being in Japan, but also just really introduced me to the shogi game. It's like this chess game that the show essentially revolves around. But yeah, it's dramatic. It's very melancholic. Some happy moments there too, but it's definitely not like a mega depressing show like others that I watched before. But yeah, March Comes In. This was really great. Even though Hunter x Hunter was like right there, because I really loved Hunter x Hunter. Surprised I lasted this long without watching it. But
I would have sworn that you were going to give it to 100 meters.
No, that's a movie. But
Oh my god, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, don't you remember the rules, Kevin? Come on. This is why we need the guy with the briefcase to explain all the rules in the voting to us.
but
Congratulations,
yeah,
only March Comes in Sadness or whatever the fuck it's
March Comes In Like a Lion.
called. Piss me off.
Congratulations to movie or anime that's clearly not a movie. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite manga, since you have one. Crap, I don't even know if I have one.
I don't have one. Angel, it's all you.
My favorite manga so far. So I only started reading. Oh, I did read this year, or at the very least the first 3 volumes. So
Yeah, that works.
We'll say I'm gonna give my manga award to the first 3 volumes of Berserk.
Okay.
And Kevin's back in.
Yeah,
I'm back on board.
Yeah, it was a series that I've always known about, but I wouldn't say I was turned off by it in any way. It was just like I never, I guess, was intrigued enough to look into it. But as luck would have it, it basically fell on my lap because a coworker is collecting all the giant, like, volume
The
compendiums.
omnibuses. Yeah.
Omnibuses, and there's like I think 14 or some crazy amount.
Yeah.
Out.
I thought to myself, hey, it'd be really cool if I had those. And I bought the first one, but it was $50. And I said, you know what? There's 14 of these. Maybe not.
Damn. Well, this coworker has like I think 8 or 9 of them right now, and since they basically have them like in the public shelf that we deem like our little library, I've just been reading them one at a time. This book hits the ground running, like literally first page. You kind of get a nice idea of like what this story's all about. But then you find out it wasn't all just that. I didn't expect it to have some comedy here and there. A lot of great setup. I don't know. It's just great. It makes me want to check out the show, or at least like whatever was animated.
Don't.
I actually have.
Nope. You do not
Really?
want to check out the show at all. Nope. Maybe the original one that came out like in the late 80s or early 90s. Maybe
Was it like a
you want
movie?
to see that one.
Oh, that's right. There was a CG one, huh?
Yep. And the CG's real bad. Real bad.
Oh, damn. Well, yeah. But this one, it's crazy. Those first 3 volumes, like from just the crazy action scenes. Honestly, the impact from the full spread shots, full double spread, the 2-page crazy drawings that the illustrator did, that the mangaka did, are so crazy. Whether it's like a giant like war scene or just a very visceral like cut or stab, or I don't know. It's beautiful art, crazy interesting story. We'll see what happens next. I trying to remember where I was actually, because I haven't read it in a while. But did you finish these books? Are you all caught up with Berserk?
No, I am not.
Oh,
I've read the first omnibus and that's it. Up until I win the lottery to buy the other 14 volumes of this.
damn. Yeah, it is an investment.
Although I think they're starting to get like really rare. Like I don't think that you can just buy them all off of Amazon.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I know they have
So you're
some
going to win like the
Kinokuniya,
$1 trillion lottery, like when it hits over $1 billion or whatever.
It looks like you actually can't. But they all like vary your prices from like the first volume. Yeah, weird. The first volume is like 33, the second is 27, then 29, 33, 37. Jesus. But okay, congratulations, Berserk. Rest in peace, Miura Kentaro. Cool. For my favorite manga, which I need to get back on the horse, is a series called Fire Punch. Fire Punch is I'm just gonna give you the basic of it. Fire Punch is essentially, what if Wolverine was on fire all the time? That is Fire Punch.
So Wolverine, Human Torch. Oh wait, all the time. So
Yeah, all the time.
beyond Human Torch. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it's a guy who like in this post-apocalyptic world can regenerate his limbs and like his cells, and he is cursed by essentially one of the antagonists, who his power is that he has flames that can never extinguish. So he just burned this. I believe he was like 13 when he got burned, and for like the next 5 years, he just like lives in excruciating pain. But eventually he gets to the point where he can sort of tolerate the pain. At one point, he like constantly bites off his tongue so that he can take the pain away from like the rest of his body and just focus on that. And it's a story about revenge that gets really, really weird, sometimes psychedelic. Written by Tati Fujimoto, the mastermind behind Chainsaw Man and Look Back of all things, which is why it's super weird. It's pretty short. Got canceled fairly quickly. But yeah, it's a. If you thought he was weird with Chainsaw Man, he's even weirder with Fire Punch. There's a reason that you can't just see it on the Shonen Jump app. You have to watch it online, or you have to read it online, because there's some very. It's more mature than Chainsaw Man for sure, and a little bit more graphic. If you can believe that. But yeah, Fire Punch. I gotta get back to it. But most fun that I had reading manga this year. Almost gave it to JJK Modulo, which is a pseudo sequel to JJK. I didn't like JJK's ending, but I'm really enjoying Modulo. So Modulo gets my runner up. And that is our favorite manga. Jason.
Oh, I guess technically on a technicality, I do have a favorite, because you guys said Pokemon Concierge counts, and granted, it counts more legitimately as an anime than what I'm about to say. So in the Nintendo Today app, Nintendo's recycling these old little like 3-strip Pikmin comics, which are illustrated by Nintendo in Japan, so technically manga, right? So out of
I'll give it to you.
defaultness, Yeah, and they're charming and they're cute and they don't really have much story, but I always check them out when I'm in the Nintendo Today app. So, congratulations, Pikmin Comics. I don't even know the actual name of. You're a winner.
Congratulations, Pikmin Comics. Jason.
Yes.
You have a category here.
I have a couple.
Bring us
Favorite
to
Switch 2? That one?
whichever one you want.
Okay,
We're
we're
getting to more niche stuff.
Yes, we're getting super niche. We're getting into favorite Nintendo Switch 2 edition. So this is a new award honoring excellence in being a better version of what you already are, I guess. I mean, like that's kind of thing with the whole Switch 2 editions, right? Like they're games we already know of, but different or better on Switch 2, except not every game that's enhanced for Switch 2 is a Switch 2 edition. And some that are Switch 2 editions still have new enhancements that are available on the original Switch. And others have enhancements on the Switch 1 that you think will include perks for Switch 2, but don't, like Pikmin 4 in December with its update. It's all sort of weird now. It's new terrain for Nintendo fans like us, because it used to be you either have a game plus DLC, or later on remaster of a game with the DLC probably packed in. So again, what is a Switch 2 edition, I guess is the question. And I feel like we've got to quantify it before I can give an award. Because even in just the, how many days did we say it's been since our last episode? A month, 33 days, whatever. Even in that time, since our last episode, we've seen Nintendo pretty much do every variation of what you could decide this award is. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD got new free enhancements Shadow Drop last week. It's a Switch 1 game. They added Dixie Kong as playable character. They added a sped-up turbo attack mode to race through levels at double speed. And all that's available on the Switch 1 version. But if you're playing on the Switch 2 version, you get enhanced resolution, improved graphics, and faster load times. All for free, not a Switch 2 edition. Nintendo also outlined the paid enhancements for Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition. That includes the Bell Bell Park multiplayer, new challenges, Rosalina being added as playable character, improved graphics, enhanced resolution. That one is a premium $20. And then the week before that, we got both types of updates simultaneously in the same game. Animal Crossing New Horizons had the big 3.0 update that includes the Cap'n Hotel, the ability to view multiple dream worlds and build multiple dream worlds, all sorts of quality of life improvements. All of that's free. But then simultaneously, if you pay $5 for a Switch 2 edition of the same game at the same time, you also get higher resolution alongside the feature integration of like game chat and mouse controls for design mode and stuff like that. So again, what constitutes a Nintendo Switch 2 edition in the sense of how I want to award it here? Because it's not just going to be this year. For a foreseeable future, Nintendo's going to be doing these two-tiered releases, at least this year, because Mario Wonder, maybe next year. So what's the path of the award? And I think what I'm going to land on is what it says on. If it says it on the box, it counts. If it says Switch 2 edition, it is a Switch 2 edition.
Yeah, I would hope that's what you would consider it.
But that's weird though, right? Because does that mean Animal Crossing 3.0 update doesn't include the Switch 2 stuff? Does that mean Mario Wonder does, but Donkey Kong, which is basically the same update,
yeah, if it doesn't say it on the box, yeah. If it doesn't say it on the box.
It's just so weird because it's like when there's new premium content, basically DLC, it's a Switch 2 edition. When there's no new actual content, it's a Switch 1 version with added Switch 2 power. But anyway, so yeah, I'm basically choosing at this point, the award is whether my favorite thing was a re-release that put a plus in the title and then a mouthful of words. So like, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Jamboree TV. Or if my favorite thing in this category is just the new game out day and date on Switch 1 and 2, but Switch 2 has enhancements. So with that in mind, my winner after all that is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And here's why. For all that a title like Jamboree TV did to rather slickly integrate game chat and camera play and mouse controls, and it did a really good job putting that into the Mario Party experience, it still kind of felt like DLC tacked on to show off new gimmicks. Fun gimmicks, I don't use that word disparagingly, but gimmicks. Then you've got like a Switch 2 edition like Pokemon Legends EA, which really did the bare minimum to justify its existence. Faster load times, slightly cleaner resolution, and the game does look clean. But that's about it over the Switch 1 edition. Like, this is why I was saying it's kind of hard to find, because like even Nintendo uses the term with wildly different amounts of content. Where Metroid Prime 4 stands out to me, though, is how it truly felt like it integrated what the Switch 2 offers organically into the experience, and pretty much no argument is all the better because of it. the way it uses the extra processing power of Switch 2, not just to be a little crisper, but to do like buttery smooth 120 frames, or to stay at 60 frames, but be quite possibly the most gorgeous Nintendo game I've ever played in terms of like detail and lighting and HDR. I mean, I didn't truly understand the perks of HDR until I played this game on my TV that supports HDR. Or like the way the mouse controls work, like whether you choose to use them or not, they're just there like they would be for a first-person game, except here, you can literally just flip between them seamlessly by turning your Joy-Con sideways, and you still have every other control method if you want. Like, it's not like a gimmicky add-on thing. It's just an expanding of like the control option arsenal. And I don't know. It's like I know Metroid Prime 4 has its controversies and about not being as good as other Prime games or making odd choices with its overworld and gameplay structure and all that. And actually, Angel, I'm curious. I know you beat Metroid, so I'm curious what you thought about that. But in a sec, I'm going to say one more thing real quick, which is with that in mind, even, I'm still picking this game as my favorite Nintendo Switch 2 edition because for me, I haven't found those faults to be detrimental to my experience. If anything, as I've said before on the show, I generally prefer a little more linearity for my games. So not only is the game a bit more Jason-friendly in its, I don't know, Metroidification of like the overworld temple game structure of an Ocarina of Time, just ported into Metroid, but man, does it do an impressive job of just feeling like a Switch 2 native experience, even though it's technically only an enhanced Switch 2 edition. So for that, it gets my award. But Angel, I did mention you. How did you beat Metroid, right? Like where are you at with it? Because I know you're a more passionate Metroid Prime person than me.
Yep, a Prime person, as you put it.
Prime person. I'm priming you to talk about Prime right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like the more removed I am from when I beat it last year, I guess the more disappointed I am with it. Honestly, like, the best things about it are what you get with the Switch 2 edition. Like, literally, just that. Because, visually, it's basically perfect. On a technical level, how it performs, how it feels to, like, move Samus around. The weapons you have, the visuals, like, the aesthetic, like, it's all, like, perfect.
The art direction's killer, yeah.
Yeah, but then just like the game design, like, again, just to kind of go back to that, it's just weird. It feels like a game that's trying to be a bunch of different things. It feels like it's trying to be a Metroid game. It feels like it's trying to be an open world game, but it's also trying to be a linear game as well. And yeah, the open world just ended up feeling like this is what I would expect from like this. I would not have expected this from like a professional studio, essentially. Like, I guess like how you progress throughout that game. It's really unfortunate. It's like, when the game is like so polished to like like a beautiful shine, but it ends up, I guess, cracking easily, which is just an unfortunate situation that maybe no one should be surprised about, given Metroid Prime 4's history. And based on some interviews I read, it sounds like, not that it was like forced on them, but that it did come kind of pre-planned. It wasn't like what Retro basically did from the ground up. Like, there was some like, it needs to have this, it needs to have this, it needs to have that.
Like, so, the design the like MO of what the game had to be and what it needed was what Nintendo decided with Bandai Namco in 2017, 2016, and then or earlier maybe, and then all of gaming moved forward with different ideas, and then this game, even though it got restarted, clung to these ideas that were outdated even halfway through development, essentially, right?
Yeah. Actually, I will call out one bug I found, or maybe it's not even a bug. I'm sure they knew about this, and maybe they're just like, screw it, it's like too hard to fix. But in a nutshell, this is what this game felt like. So at some point, not even that far into the game, you unlock the ability to, you just get a radar. It just tells you where everything is in the desert, like where all the collectibles are. So you're just basically going from point A to B to C to D, just collecting everything. And there are a few points on the map that you go there and there's just like nothing there. And you go everywhere you can. You try to see maybe you missed something. Maybe it was a certain weapon. And you're like, no, like I already have everything. So what the heck is it? And ultimately, you just ignore it because seemingly you are at the perfect spot where it should be. And you wasted a lot of time trying to figure it out because maybe you thought this game had some super cryptic like puzzle to figure out in the environment, and then you enter the secret area. But no, it turns out that at some point there is a sniper character you befriend who is like very like lone wolf and gives you like little stories. So after you talk to him inside of your little base camp area, he'll start to appear in like three pre-designated spots in the open world. And it turns out that those 3 spots that seemingly had nothing collectible there are just where that guy is going to be waiting for you. So he could just give you like, MacGuffin collectible. And yeah, it just felt annoying that like they would put the radar finder there for something that isn't even available to the player yet.
Yeah, that's weird.
To get. Because, yeah, I just wasted so much time. That was really annoying. I don't remember the point of that. I think it's just that's what Metro Prime 4 did. 1 through 3 still exist. So we're still good.
But as a Switch 2 edition, it's an award winner because it utilizes Switch 2 well.
And they built out they have this engine. Like, I hope they go for a 5 and actually start from scratch from the beginning. And then I still have faith Retro Studios can still give us a good Metroid Prime game. But, yeah.
Well, there are a couple things happening right now that could maybe be good signs for what you're trying to get to. One is, Tensuke Tanabe, he's been the producer of these games since Metroid Prime 1, and among other things. And, among other things. And this is his last game with Nintendo. Not because of how it was received. He's just retiring after 4 years. But he did say that this new saga, like this is kicking off a new saga. And it now is fully in Retro's hands. So if you didn't like and he was the one that kind of brought over the design decisions from the Bandai Namco era. Not because he personally necessarily wanted them, but collectively that's what Nintendo said had to happen. So you have the studio that built this engine. You have the next sort of design document of what the story could be. And then you have the guy who oversaw 4 sort of stepping back, meaning someone that sees more of the flaws in 4 perhaps can step forward and sort of take the reins. So it's very possible that it'll do okay. And the game is actually selling pretty decently, it looks like. So there may be a 5 after all. Also, interesting tidbit about Tanabe. He's the first of many, one of which has already happened since, to be retiring from Nintendo that were part of like Nintendo's old guard who are now, getting old and aging out. So he, before Metroid Prime, did a lot of work with like other studios, and even after Metroid Prime, he was the producer for Next Level Games stuff, so all the later Luigi's Mansions. He supervised Pokemon Snap. He oversaw Chibi Robo. Like whenever Nintendo was working with a team outside Nintendo, he was kind of the liaison with Nintendo. So he's now, and he's been working there since I want to say the NES, maybe Mario 2, which is fitting because Mario 2 was also kind of an outside Nintendo thing. So he stepped down, and then it came out really quickly after that Hideki Kono, who is the producer most known for Mario Kart, has also retired from Nintendo. So there is kind of this changing over at Nintendo right now as they're all aging out, and I imagine it'll keep going. But for the most part, I have to guess because we're already seeing it. They do have successors in place. Like the guy that directed Mario Kart World was not Kono. Kono only produced it. It was a different guy. Eiji Aonuma, he's the Zelda dude, but there's other people within the team that directed Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So they're already like setting up for the next generation, but we are going to start seeing a heavier cadence, I think, of these guys leaving one by one. Tanabe just being the first and tied to maybe one of the more controversial Nintendo games of late.
Yeah.
Just in case you're wondering.
There you go. Fun facts from the fun fact person.
Indeed.
Congratulations, Metroid Prime 4 for best Switch 2 version.
For best
and nothing else, apparently.
For best disappointment of the year.
Yeah. No. The Switch 2 edition solid. I was very pleasantly not disappointed by the Switch 2 edition in
Okay,
Technology.
cool.
Best paradox of the year.
Do you have one, Angel?
No.
That's nope. Or do I?
Well, get ready for 2026. I'm going to have another one coming down the pipe. It might be Mario Wonder. We'll see what else Nintendo announces.
I think, yeah, like Jason pointed out, like I only played Jamboree and
Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus
Kirby
Star
and the
Cross
Forgotten
Worlds.
Land. Yeah, that one.
We got to do something about these titles, Nintendo. I know I called it out when I was talking about like what defines a Switch 2 edition, but like Super Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meet Up at Bella Bell Park is just a long name.
Yeah.
And if you use it in Nintendo-ese where they like put, here's how they legally say it in their stuff. Like, for some reason, this is how they call it. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition, the Super Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meet Up in Bell Bell Park game for the Nintendo Switch 2 family of systems. Well, I guess the Nintendo Switch 2. There is no family of systems now, but that's just too many words. Too many words.
Too many words.
The Quarantini for use fewer words goes to Nintendo.
Well, okay.
Anyway.
Cool. I have a category here that I guess I could have given to Angel, but Angel, you can think about this one. My favorite anime opening of the year.
Oh.
I always say that I'm gonna write like a thing on my favorite anime openings every year. I never do, but I do want to call out one in specific that released last year.
Oh,
that was my favorite. Theoretically, yeah, Chainsaw Man could count, but I'm not gonna give it to Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna give it to.
Intro. But you really like that song.
I really do, but there's another anime opening that I think is that is better. Can you imagine? Anyways, I'm gonna give it to an anime that I actually still haven't watched. I don't think I ever will watch it. But if I do, it's only going to be because of how like whimsical and fantastic this opening is. I'm going to give my favorite anime opening of the year to Witch Watch Opening 1, Watch Me by Yaosobi. So
I'm so glad that name is what it is because I was really hoping for a crazy name and you delivered. Thank you.
I put it in the chat. If you guys just want to see just how fantastic it is, the animation is like stunning. The song is great. It's
once you said Yoasobi, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. I mean, Idol from a couple years ago was also pretty crazy.
Yeah, but like, see, there's an. I'm going to write something on anime opening soon. I promise. I will. And,
look at them mixing and matching art styles a little.
But that's the thing, right? Like I hate when an anime opening just straight up uses what essentially amounts to like the assets that they use for the show, where they just like do nothing creative with it. I love it when an anime opening has a different art style from the actual anime. And this one has that in spades, where the anime looks nothing like this, so it can be like a little bit of false advertising. But like, if you're gonna put your your best foot forward, right? I think that's exactly what they did with this opening. Because I've seen some scenes from the anime, it looks like a generic anime, but as far as this opening goes, I think it's fantastic. So, Watch Me by Yaosobi, Witch Watch Opening 1, my favorite anime opening of the last year.
Congratulations. It sounded like I was sarcastically saying congratulations to you, but it was to the winner. Just to be clear, congratulations to Witch Watch.
Angel, if you want, if you want to throw one out there.
I forgot what it's called, but the second intro to Ranking of Kings, I really like.
Ooh, yeah, Naked Hero by Vondi.
Yeah, that one's great.
That one is a great,
the momentum,
great opening.
Damn.
The song, yep, that is a great opening.
Yeah, so that one definitely gets it.
Okay, cool. Jason, your favorite anime opening of the year?
I think by default it has to be Pokemon Concierges, doesn't it? As we established.
Does it have one?
No, movie or TV show?
Does it have?
What's the verdict on that?
Before you. Shut up.
Because if so, I mean, the Chainsaw Man movie had a thing that was cool, sorta, right?
Does this have it? Does
Did you remember
Pokemon
having a music
Concierge
thing
have one?
towards the beginning? What?
Does it have an opening?
Didn't it have something? I think you have the end credits, which was one of your picks, Jane Doe, right?
Well, that was my favorite song. That
Yeah, but I'm saying, did it? I'll stick with Pokemon Concierge so we don't have to figure this out. Pokemon Concierge, congratulations.
Sure.
2 award wins.
2 awards.
For a show that I didn't even realize was allowed to be in any or of these categories.
Exactly. It's like this show just doesn't to you doesn't belong in any category. It's like, oh,
Pokemon Concierge is its own unique beast of fluffy, cuddly, feel-good, cozy, simple story, but gorgeous animation, stop-motion animation bubble. It should win that category with all those words. Yeah.
there's the
okay.
quarantine.
Well, any other odds and ends that you guys want to call out?
I have. Okay, so now that we're a prestigious early in the year award show instead of a year-end recap, we've been checking a lot of boxes, right? Including on stage unexpected things like me nearly dying. But there's one thing we haven't done, which is an honorary award named after a person. And I do have one more Quarantini I want to give that I couldn't think of a way to properly package up otherwise, or a person to name it after. So I'm just going to go with this. So first up, the imaginary person winning this award, that this award is named after, is Rand Omer. That's R-A-N-D space O-M-E-R. Second, and Rand's a real name, right? Randy without the Y. Second, I am proud to announce the first Quarantini named in his honor, which is the Rand Omer Achievement in Technology Trends, an award that is going to celebrate the through line across the year's gadgets and gizmos that's worth applauding. And third, I'm proud to present this award to the first and only recipient it'll probably ever have, which is iteration. Like, as a concept, like the idea and act of iterating in technology. Because for me, one thing I wanted to call about 2025 that I really liked is that it ended up being unintentionally a big year of upgrading my tech. Obviously, the Switch 2. But I also replaced my dying AirPod 2s with AirPod 4s, my dying Apple Watch Series 7 with a Series 11, and through the power of discounts and some belated birthday cash, I upgraded my iPhone 15 Pro to a 17 Pro. And admittedly, none of these products are revolutionary in the way that the start of their individual product lines were. You know, Switch 2 isn't a Switch 1. iPhone 17 is in iPhone 1 or 4 or 10 or whatever. But what was consistent across this particular batch of products is that they all, in my opinion, nailed their iterative nature. Like any time you make an upgrade of something, you're always taking the balance of pros and cons about your given gadget and kind of rolling the dice a bit on whether the rebalanced pros and cons of the upgraded gadget will pan out. You know, sometimes the weight of those pros and cons remains unchanged, even after you switch over, obviously. Other times, maybe the ratio may flatten or you have more pet peeves about your new tech than you expected. But this year, pretty much across the board, I felt like the pros I gained so vastly outweighed the cons. Like 2025 was a great year for product iteration in my book. My Apple Watch gained a bigger screen without a much bigger footprint on my wrist, lighter weight, insanely better battery, which individually are nice things, but together make a notable difference, as does like the gestures I can now do, like one-handed. I could tap 2 fingers to act on something, flick my wrist to dismiss something. I no longer need to have my second hand there hitting the screen to do those things. It's pretty cool. The AirPods gain some level of noise cancellation even without needing the rubber nubs of the Pro model. Better battery life per earbud. The bass improved to a degree I didn't think these tiny earbuds could do. And the ability to actually shake my head yes or no to answer calls and alerts is kind of cool. Like just all these little things add up. The iPhone, I gained a tiny bit of weight with the new iPhone, but I had to, and to be fair, I did have to ride out liquid glass and my slight dislike of its transparent notifications until they rolled out the tinted option like a month or two later. But man, the gains on this new iPhone, the camera quality across all 3 lenses, and the extra editing abilities, the battery life, how much quicker even little things like Pikmin Bloom can load whenever I go on a walk, the shade of blue they use for this one versus my 15 Pro, like all great. And of course, the Switch 2 lost a little battery capacity. Screen isn't quite an OLED, but man, the gains in power, capabilities, resolution, output, game chat, the Joy-Con ergonomics and the satisfaction of like clicking in those magnets. It's just an amazing product across the board. So Like, I don't actually recall a time I was this satisfied with tech upgrades. Like, I always like a new gadget and whatever new stuff it may offer, but something about the overall packages of the tech I bought in 2025 just felt like it actually changed how I interacted with these categories of products. Not in revolutionary ways, but noticeable ones, in iterative ways, you could say. So, congratulations to just iteration as a concept and doing well at that concept on winning the first ever, I forgot what I called it, Rand Omer Achievement in Trending Technology Trends Award. There we go.
Okay. Well, I definitely don't have one of those because going from iOS to Android was a huge mistake on my part, and I can't wait to go back to iOS.
We'll welcome you back with open arms and blue bubbles in our chat.
Although next episode, I will be talking about the journey that I've been taking since the beginning of the year of switching from Windows to Linux and everything that has come with that move. For whatever reason,
I'm actually quite intrigued by this. The trials and tribulations, presumably.
It's a lot of tribulations, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. I could not do it.
We will wait until next episode for me to go about that. Angel, do you have any other odds and ends that you want to shout out?
No, nothing that I could think of.
Oh, I got one final category that's kind of forward-looking, so maybe it's good it's at the end here. I don't know if you guys want to do it. I know we briefly talked about it. I had an idea that'd be kind of fun. So a lot of award shows, like most anticipated game or something. Obviously, we're not doing that. But the Quarantini crystal ball. Like, if there's one prediction about 2026 you want to make about what you think you'll like or what you think will happen, like, I feel this could be the time. Like, for me, I was thinking about this prior to what I'm about to say. I was thinking about the fact that if I look at Nintendo's slate of games and how many games they've announced and what's left in the year, I was like, I don't know if there's going to be like a slam dunk favorite game for me. Like, it's going to be interesting to see because it's a lot of like strong B tier to low A tier games. And maybe they'll have a big Gen 10 of Pokemon will be announced in a few weeks, I'm sure. So maybe there'll be something big, but I was kind of looking at like, I don't know where exactly I'll land in terms of favorite game. It's interesting because we know, I think, 9 games coming out this year, which is unusual for Nintendo to know this much already. So I'm curious how that shakes out. That was going to be my original prediction. And then the Mario Galaxy movie trailer dropped yesterday. And without spoiling anything, because Angel, I know you're in a media blackout. Oh my God, here's my prediction. It is winning my favorite movie of 2026. Not in the way that I thought, oh, Tron, I'm going to be hyped for Tron, and then Tron's whatever. I mean, like, I am looking at what I am seeing in those trailers. I'm hearing the music they are playing in those trailers. This is not a spoiler, hearing that there's a 70-piece orchestra recording music for this movie, and I am in. It is going to be my favorite movie, my Quarantini of 2026. That's my prediction. I'm so excited. I know the first trailer, I was like, I'm kind of tepid coming out of it, like, because you can't replicate the high of the very first one. Well, what they did on Sunday, for me at least, with one particular song, is I'm back. I'm fully in. I'm all in. Let's do this. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Very excited, Jason.
Yeah. I could not shut up about it yesterday. I was probably driving Rachel crazy. So excited.
I guess along those same lines, I wouldn't be surprised if Control Resonant is my favorite game of next year. I love Control. Sequel looks insane. I'm pretty biased because I love the first game so much. As a matter of fact, the Ultimate Edition was on sale on Steam for $5, which is a steal for Control and its DLC. So yeah, that's my prediction for 2026.
You're looking to the crystal ball. Angel, would you like to gaze upon the Quarantini crystal ball? I don't even know how you would visualize that as like those words in a sentence. Like, is it a martini glass with a crystal ball in it? I don't know. But do you have anything you'd like to pull out of the crystal ball?
No, I think I'm good.
Wow, you're not even gonna guess that Rhythm Heaven's gonna top your list or anything?
Well, because ideally, wouldn't it be something that I'm curious to find out if I'm accurate or not, right? Because there's a chance I could be wrong.
Well, I was pretty confident about Mario Galaxy. I think it's just, what do you anticipate happening to yourself next year? And I imagine your mind, body, and soul will just absorb Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Possible. There's possible.
You will become one with the little people.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that Rhythm Heaven will be my favorite game of the year. I mean, if anything, I guess it's inevitable. But beyond that, I don't know. I almost kind of like that there is just nothing that
Blank
I'm
slate.
necessarily expecting. Yeah, it's just
Fresh start.
Yeah, so refreshing to
exciting.
not have anything to look forward to.
yeah. Half of the things
But
that
then
were
you're
on my list were
pleasantly
things that just kind of
surprised.
popped out of nowhere.
Infamously, the Salato brothers do not. What was the? Infamously, the Salatos do not theorize about anything. So yeah, this
This does
category is
track.
sort of
It does
lost on them.
track. Yeah. But it does track, yeah. I think that's it, though.
Well, I guess that does it for the
Yeah.
2025 Quarantinis that we're doing
And-
at the end of the first month of 2026.
2026. I do love how, not to keep making the parallels to we're a prestigious award show now, but every single real award show fizzles at the end. Like they do the final award and then everyone's just kind of like, now what? And the host kind of saunters on stage like, good night. And we somehow just did that as well. So
Yeah,
we're
so
really hitting all the
Jason, take us
marks.
out.
All right. You can, to hear us talk about stuff as we're consuming it again versus retroactively, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Random Nintendo and subscribe to us on all the podcast apps on the planet, whether that's Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio. We're on YouTube at Random Nintendo. We are everywhere. You can also follow us individually. We are also everywhere. I am JSR7 on Threads and Twitter. Kevin is KV Ngomi on Twitter and Blue Sky, and Angel is World of Weros with an S on the end on Instagram. Kevin, back to you.
And thank you everybody for joining us for this Quarantinis. Thank you for joining us on this road that is the Randomer Nintendo podcast. And the final word will be going to Angel.
Look forward to the next episode.
Nailed it.